Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. All right. Promoter 101. Promoter 101. Promoter 101. Promoter 101. And Promoter 101. Promoter 101. Promoter 101. Promoter 101. Promoter 101.
Steve Homer, co-CEO of AEG Presents Europe and the UK, and I'm on Promoter 101.
Episode 172, we made it! Only 28 more to go of the Promoter 101 podcast. Joining me now, W. Luke Pierce, but you can call him W.
Please, it's Mr. Luke to you people. We hope that you're enjoying this beautiful week, and we're going to keep things rolling for you as we revisit our international sessions, featuring later on an interview from Gracia Live's Sam Perl, coming in from Belgium. Looking forward to that interview, Dan.
Plus, UTA's Lance Roberts turns the table on little old me.
Episode 172 of Promoter 101. Here we go.
Hello, this is Sarah Mertz.
Rick Barrow.
Nick Light.
Mark Geiger.
This is Lee Anderson.
Kevin Lyman.
John Giddings.
Jim Runge. Jeff White.
Brian Zisk.
Chuck Randall.
Brian O'Connell.
Andrea Johnson.
Adam Parsons.
Darielle Hyatt.
Ben Mensch.
Amy Miller.
Billy Wayne Davis.
Brandon Frankel.
Mitch LaFon.
Jake Gould. Gary Smith. Jeff Cohen.
You are on Promoter 101.
So the word is kind of getting out there a little bit. You might have heard this bad boy podcast is sadly wrapping it up soon. But we'll be in Nashville for one last big blowout. Tell them about it, Luke.
Music City, here we come this October 27th to the 29th. Dan and I are going to be at the IEBA conference. That's the International Entertainment Buyers Association. It's October 27th to the 29th, as I mentioned, here in Music City, Tennessee at the JW Marriott Hotel. If you haven't registered for this conference yet, I recommend you head over to ieba.org. Get registered today. It's one of the most productive conferences that you'll find of the year if you are in the live business. And plus, Dan and I are going to be there doing our final interview and our last podcast, recording live. It's one of the keynote sessions. We want to wrap this up with so many of our friends in attendance. It's going to be a very special podcast and working really hard to make sure that it's going to be one of our best ones yet. So check it out, ieba.org. Come check us out.
If you got something you want to share with us, just email us. It's that easy. Steiny at promoter101.net. You'll find either of us there. We'll be happy to respond to you.
Yeah, that's right. We will. If you'd rather hit us on social media, follow us and follow the conversation. On Twitter, I'm at W. Luke Pierce. Dan's the Jew, and the show's Promoter 101.
We're also on Instagram. Steiny at Promoter 101 is the show. W. Luke Pierce is Luke. I'm Dan Presents. You can find us on Facebook at Promoter 101, Tumblr at Promoter 101, LinkedIn at Promoter 101, and we got a website too, Luke. I bet you can't guess what the website's domain is.
Is it promoter101.com?
Holy shit, he got it.
I'm like fucking Nostradamus over here.
Hi, this is Phil Baldry from Live Nation in the UK, and I'm on Promoter 101.
My favorite part about this podcast is the number of names we get to drop during the birthdays, Dan. Here we go. Celebrating some birthdays this week, July 30th to August 5th, 2019. Who we got, Dan?
Tuesday, 7:30. Talking John Hampton, Houston Powell, Kyle Novak, Danny Bland.
On Wednesday, the 31st, wishing a happy birthday to Ron Blizwy and Matt Need.
Thursday, August 1st, Jim King, the man getting the big promotion. Skip Richmond, Lance Roberts, Aaron Rush, Danny Rosenblum. Boom!
Boom! What a great day for birthdays there. On Friday the 2nd, wishing a happy birthday to Rebecca Leifer and Sean Haskins.
8-3, that's Saturday. Tony Conway, Trisha Freeman, David Allen Jr. from STG, and Allison Carter from the great Portland area. Give it up for him.
On Sunday the 4th, wishing a happy birthday to Janaea Cudrup, Adam Vodosky, and Scott Penning.
8-5, John Panel, Tom Ewald, and Lane Arnold.
Wonderful wishes to everybody on your birthdays from all of us here at Promoter 101.
I am Barbara Hubbard from New Mexico State, retired. We're in Promoter 101.
Promoter 101 Flashbacks.
Episode 74.
Charles Attell.
Charlie and I were all running buddies back in the 90s, and Charlie left and worked his way up the ranks to Live Nation. Jones
literally was the top guy at Live Nation when he left.
Yeah, he's number 2 under Michael for North America back then.
When he was at Clear Channel, he was number 2?
Yeah, he went all the way up to, I think he was two or three right under Michael. And, we were growing so fast, and I knew how Charlie operated and how great of a manager of people he was. And we also were great friends. And so we went to Costa Rica one weekend, and we were having a lot of fun. It was late night, and we were drinking, and we kind of mapped out what we wanted to do. He came back to LA and quit his perfectly good job.
That's a lot of security he gave up.
It was crazy because we didn't have our deal really in place. Of course, we were loosey-goosey about it. Like, let's do this, and let's put this here, and let's grow here. And then he quit. And it's funny, I tell this story to my friends. Is the only real fight that Charlie Walker and I ever got in was like how to structure the new company, like who was getting what, because we didn't really plan it. And so he and I talk every single day for the last 12 years, and we're great friends and great partners. And we took the gloves off when it was trying to figure out how we were going to set it up, because we just didn't plan for it. Just said, we're doing this. And then we all sat down. I was like, oh shit, this isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be to figure out how to set this up. But we got it figured out.
So you and Walker take a trip and design it on the back of a napkin.
And Jones.
Jones was there too.
Yeah, Jones, me, Walker, and Jones were all on the trip. We had C3 merch made up before we even had C3. It was just kind of a joke. We'd wear it around. And
you're running gag.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, this is our concert business.
Crack open a cold one with Steiny and the Pierce. Only on P101.
Kicking things off on episode 172 of Promoter 101, Lance Roberts from UTA is here to turn the tables on Steiny.
Hanging out with Lance Roberts, and we're in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. You got to turn the tables question? Is something on your mind you want to ask me?
Yeah, as you know, we started working together, I guess maybe in the, would it have been the late 90s? Does that sound right? Or early 2000s?
Somewhere around the millennium.
You were a hustler. I remember it so well. I mean, I've really loved watching you grow professionally. A kid from Denver. Tell us a little bit about the key to your success.
I don't know if there's a key particular, but I think finding a way to always say yes was always the thing, right? So instead of thinking about, can I make $3,000 if I sell this many tickets? I never looked at it that way. It's like, how many tickets do I need to do to break even? If I can get the band through the market and get the play, what will that lead to? If I break even, that's great. If I actually make money, that's the goal. I'm just trying not to lose. And over time, if I can get the play for the agent, get the act through the market, will they bring me another show?
So it's all about the relationship.
Yeah, just don't say no. It'll lead to something else. Go be there. Go hang with the act. Go meet people. Go do it. What do I learn by doing this show? I used to love, you and me would get on the phone and we'd go through the routing. I'm here. I'm going to there. I got 3 days. Band will only drive 412 miles between shows. So we know what we can do. We know we can fit in at least 3 shows over the next 5 days. Where can we go? This is the number I got to make for the week. It's this great mathematical equation. It's like, all right, have you been to this market? Yeah, it's been about 10 years. When we were there last time, it wasn't so great, but we're due. Okay, cool. Maybe we give that a shot. All right, have you been to this one? It's like, well, I might have a casino offer that's going to be much better than you're going to come in with. Why don't we leave that one on the side? Because I think if I wait a year, I could see another $25,000 from the casino on top of what you would have sent me. All right, fair. Let's leave that one aside. What about this market? You know what? We're due. Yeah, that one's good. Let's definitely do that one. Let's focus around that one. So we know we got this one. That one's maybe a possibility. That one's a no. Let's find 2 more. Let's keep going. It's like, what about this? What about this? What about this? And over the time, it's like, okay, here are 5 possibilities for 3 shows. Let me go get the avails. Send you the avails, send you the offers, talk it through. It's just like, okay, the avails didn't line up perfectly, so we can only do 2 of these. Which 2 do we do? But that process of creating the shows and the business in the middle and realizing that we could have that conversation where it wasn't just me guessing, maybe you need an offer for Seattle, and then being done with it. It's like, dude, what do you need? What works for you? What's left? What's open? Is there anywhere else you need help? And those conversations, it's like, shit, man, I got Madison, Wisconsin sitting there. Nobody's jumping. He's like, we've sold it out every time we've ever played it. It's a Saturday night. Do you want to go to Madison? I just know this is a winner. It just is. Nobody else cares. But yeah, just asking that extra question.
Yeah, no, I remember that. You always came to me with ideas, and I admired that. And you always came to me. You were always reaching out. You were a hustler, and you've done great.
I appreciate you putting some faith in me and selling me the shows, man.
Hey, I always said if a ticket could be sold, you could sell it.
Oh, man, thank you so much. Appreciate you being on Promoter 101, Mr. Roberts.
Thank you.
We're so excited for a full interview with Lance coming up on episode 173 of the Promoter 101 podcast this coming Thursday.
My name's Joe Giordano, Director of Booking at BOK Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm on Promoter 101.
It's Monday. That means we've got a new Promoter 101 Badass of the Week. Who we got, Dan?
Obviously, it could be nobody else but Kyle Novak from Works Entertainment. It's his birthday this week. He's such a great mensch, a marketing genius. There may not be a bigger one in the industry or better. Love goes out to the man with the twins from the beautiful Northwest, Kyle Novak.
KY, as we call him, well-deserved Badass of the Week. Congratulations on launching all those shows with Dan's team this week. We had a nice little on sale this week, Dan.
Yeah, the counts are amazing since we're recording 3 weeks in advance, and I have no idea what they are, but here's hoping.
It's Adam Voith from Billions, and I'm on Promoter 101.
In our featured interview this week, we're sitting down with Gracia Live's Sam Perl. He's one of the biggest names in live concerts in Belgium. We're continuing on our international sessions. Welcome to the podcast, Sam.
Dude, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
International promoting is your game. Well, I guess it's domestic promoting for you, right? But you work with some of the biggest bands in the world, and you go into a bunch of different countries, and you've kind of just built this up over the last, 15 years or so, right?
I started 10 years ago. We started off as independents again. Michel, my father, was at Make It Happen. Then his company got bought over by Live Nation and then circled back and became independent again. So we started again in 2009 and Michel joined the company in 2011. So we're starting off again as independents. It's a different game.
And your dad's been promoting for decades too, right? Like the 75 and stuff, right?
He's been promoting since 1972. So, and his first active done was James Brown. Yeah.
I heard of him.
Yeah. And that's how it got started. It got through to the family, and that's how I got into the business as well.
So you're born into it. It's your birthright to promote concerts.
When he was at Live Nation, I never wanted to get into the business because I didn't want to be the son of, and I didn't want to, I guess you have to have some merits to get into the business, especially when you're in a company like Live Nation. There's a lot of people who've been there for a long time, and I don't want to be that one who just enters the company and says, here I am, I'm the son of, and I get the right to do this. So,
but now you've developed your own brand, did your own thing, and now you're doing it with your dad.
Exactly.
He came into your company, so like, how cool is that?
Absolutely. So from the moment we could go back to become independents, I wanted to get back on board, and we made a name for ourselves step by step, but we're still independents in a very globalized game, but we do our job well, and I think so at least. So we're still here for a long time. So yeah.
I respect what you do because not only do you work with some of the biggest names in the game, and you do, but you found a specialty where you found some niches that no one else is going to. You're hitting the ball in places nobody else is there to catch it.
Exactly, because as I said, it's becoming a globalized game, and we have to go into the niches. So we do a lot of family entertainment, like the Disney on Ice, which we're very proud of. Doing that already for 30 years. Lord of the Dance, Top Gear Live, stuff like that. But we also specialize in concerts, a lot in classic rock. So we do the Neil Youngs, the Bob Dylans, the Paul Simons. We do those acts. And then we went into another niche, which is also the local artists. So we have artists ranging between 15 dates an artist to 100 dates a year. But it's very local. So it's not part of we don't advertise on our website. But we have to go into that. If we don't go into that, as independents, you need to go as large as you can.
Okay, and so you're creating business where Live Nation and AEG just aren't going.
Family entertainment, Live Nation is already going into that, but it hasn't been developed as well locally. Yeah, it's also a specialty of ours, and thankfully there's competition, but voila.
So you had sent me a note, and I think it's awesome because you were thinking about how Flemish and French-speaking ticket buyers would pronounce in both languages on radio the advertisement of your company's name, and you had to find a company name that could be pronounced in both languages. That's so unique. You thought well ahead of because multiple languages, right? It's a thing.
Because I grew up in the 90s, and I heard radio spots of Make It Happen, and I heard it in French.
Which was your dad's company, right? Make It Happen.
Which was my dad's company, and they were advertising Make It Happen.be, and as a French-speaking person, that's tough to type. So when we advertise, we have to advertise clearly gracialive.be. That works on the French-speaking side, on the Flemish-speaking side. And yeah, it's an atypical name for a Belgian company, but yeah.
So how many languages do you speak?
Myself, I speak 7 languages.
Fuck. Really?
It's because of my mom. So my background is my dad is born in Israel. My mom is born in Iran. So I've got that mixed.
Wait.
Yeah.
Well, that ought to be an interesting Hanukkah.
Yeah. But you converted.
There can be peace. Okay. You're giving me hope.
In Belgium, everyone speaks at least 3 to 4 languages. A lot of people speak 3 to 4 languages in Belgium because the national languages are French, Dutch, German, and a lot of people speak English because when we watch TV, it's subtitled in the local language.
So you pick it up.
So we pick it up.
Okay, so you've named 4 languages that you speak. What are the other 3? We got to know.
Spanish, Hebrew, and I speak also Italian. Yeah. So and Farsi, not so good. So. But it's something typical for Belgium because you have a lot of foreign cultures in Belgium, and people tend to speak multiple languages. So the local languages, and then also their natal language. So yeah.
Tell me about the Italian concerts. You say you're promoting 6 to 8 of them this year now. It's not something many people are doing. That's like you kind of blazing your own path with that a little bit.
Again, we went into a niche where there wasn't many promoters in. There was a lot of Italian promoters who were doing it locally, but on a more amateuristic level. And we got into that business. There's 600,000 Italians living in Belgium, so that's a market right there which we can cater to. So.
Okay, how many shows a year are you doing?
We do around 100 shows a year. Yeah.
Wow, 100 shows a year. And how big is your staff?
7 of us.
Including you and your dad?
Yeah. But we work also a lot with external companies, like obviously production is external, graphic design. We work also with external graphic designers. So
some of these acts that you're working with are amazing. You've worked with Adele, you work with Andre Bocelli, who you've got coming up again, right?
Yeah. We're going to promote him in France as well for the first time. Yeah, so as independents, that's what we have to do.
I mean, that's a massive arena date. And those are high tickets. That's going to be a big fucking show.
Yeah, it's good business. Yeah. It depends. We still need to sell the tickets. So yeah.
Dylan, Neil Young, Celine Dion. This is an amazing list of acts. My favorite, of course, is Tedeschi Trucks. How big are they in Belgium?
With the Tedeschi Trucks, what we did, we slowly built them. Last time around, they played 850, 900. We sold 850, 900 tickets. And this time around, we're looking at doing 1,005. So it's slowly growing. And I think it's also a band you could put into 2 markets in Belgium. So you could play Flanders and Brussels because when we see the sales, we notice that Brussels, it's mainly Brussels ticket buyers and French-speaking side. So we know there's a Flemish date out there, so their potential is growing. Yeah.
Derek Truck's killing the Flemish market. I love it. And you buy that from Wayne, right? Because he does the whole world, I think.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And Wayne is very understandable of how to grow the act, how to grow the business. So very easy to work
he
with.
gets it. He's totally there.
He's patient.
Okay, you're promoting Spanish and Latin acts.
As well. Yes, again, a niche we have to go into. There's a Spanish community in Belgium. There's like 150,000, 200,000 Spanish-speaking people in Belgium. And this year we're doing 2 Spanish artists in May. Alvaro Soler, which is slowly growing. It's local. And David Bisbal, which is also playing dates in the States, but is also under the radar artist. Yeah. So
what you're doing with some of the family stuff is kind of amazing. The Disney you mentioned, and you quickly said Lord of the Dance, but some of the other stuff that's on here, Blue Man Group, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter in concert, La La Land in concert. You're really getting into the theme events, family oriented. It's not just Disney on Ice. You are really going deep.
That takes a lot of effort from the staff. So
yeah, those shows take a lot of marketing.
Yeah, that takes a lot of energy.
You got to find moms.
Yeah.
The mom groups are hard to get into, man.
Disney on Ice is 30, 45 moms with children. So, and nowadays with Facebook, Facebook ads, you can really pinpoint and target really well. So
yeah, let's talk about that. So internationally, are you finding the same things that work? Is it all digital for you guys now for like the majority of it?
Year by year, we're doing more online, but it's still with the classic rock acts we're doing. It's still a lot of
it's radio.
Yeah, radio that works.
Are you doing print?
We still print with the old artists. So there is still that. I mean, for instance, the New York Times audience, the Washington Post audience, they still buy the paper. And if you put an ad in there, it could generate something. And in Belgium, you have that same kind of newspapers where our clientele is also there. So it makes sense, but 1 or 2 ads max, and not like before when they were doing 5, 6 ads. That doesn't make sense anymore. So it's a bit of a variation between offline and online. But for Disney on Ice, it's a lot of online.
So who's the local there for Live Nation? Is it Herman Sherman?
Yeah, it's Hermes.
Okay, so who's a legendary promoter?
Absolutely, yeah, no doubt.
Do you guys wind up competing with a lot of shows? Do you ever work with him? How does that relationship work?
We compete on a different level now. Live Nation is Live Nation, and we are who we are. So we are competing on some acts, but the majority of the acts who go through Live Nation are deals who are being closed in Los Angeles and London, and the local offices in Europe. They're more like in my opinion, becoming a distributor, like a label, where they get the acts and they need to that's my opinion. A lot of acts. So.
Well, yeah, I think that's part of the global buying is decentralized buying in some cases.
It's normal because it's the globalization is how it works. So we don't. Yeah.
So maybe it's time for you to open up in LA and in London and start to move this train. Come on.
If we start doing that, I think we'll be out of business very quickly. So,
well, maybe take it a little slower. I think the independents are very important to continue to build the system. There has to be, that system to continue to build and develop those apps.
But we need to work harder, and we know that. So we need to work. No, I don't say that. I say Live Nation people, they also work very hard, but as independent, you're competing. You need to work very hard. And we go every show. Michelle and myself were there, so there's no rep. There are reps as well, but Michelle and myself are always there as well. So,
do you ever call him Dad?
Yeah, call him Dad. French is Papa.
Papa. So, do you envision selling to Live Nation at some point? Would you entertain that? Seems like your dad knows how that process works already.
In Belgium, let's put it like that, the Live Nation structure is strong. So I don't see why they would need to purchase another company, in all honesty. So, but maybe there's other players around, who knows?
Yeah, maybe AEG.
I don't know.
Is it something you're open to?
We're definitely open to looking into it. Although our model is working currently, we're very aware that it's getting a more and more global business, and we down the road, maybe, who knows? So I have to be diplomatic. So.
Yeah. I feel you walking that line right there. I appreciate it, though. Thank you so much for taking time and talking to us on Promoter 101.
Thank you very much for having me.
Promoter 101 with Sam Perl. It just doesn't get any better than that, baby. There it is.
There it is.
Hi, it's Kira Finkenberg. I'm the marketing and ticketing guru for Andy Hewitt and Bill Silva Presents. I'm on Promoter 101.
Quote of the week comes to us from Emily Dickinson. Saying nothing sometimes says the most. As Luke demonstrated right there.
Life imitating art, Dan.
Yeah, this is art, Luke. This is art.
This is real fucking high-class art here, Dan.
Hello, this is Larry Butler, and I'm on Promoter 101.
Episode 172 of Promoter 101. That's in the bag. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all the support. And thank you to our amazing guests from Gracia Live, all the way from Belgium, Sam Perl, and from UTA here in Music City, Lance Roberts. You both were wonderful and amazing guests, and we thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. If you like what you heard, send us an email at steiny@promoter101.net.
So some of the mailroom kids and assistants have given us a hard time that we haven't been saying that's plural because we changed the Twitter handle thanks to Jason at AEG. But I just want to say that's plural. Everybody drinks. There you go. Have fun with that shit, you schmucks. But we'll be back 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and Greenwich Mean Time. That's midnight, my friend. Did I say that's Thursday? On Thursday. It'll be Thursday.
That's right. Join us Thursday. We're going to have UTA's Lance Roberts back on the podcast talking about all the great things he's doing here in Music City.
And until then, my friend, I look deep into your eyes and reminisce as I tell you, gently and softly, I'm wishing you sold out shows for the weeks to come.
Cheers.
Call your mother.
Larry Magid Entertainment Group, and I'm on Promoter 101.